So, we're back with BeatalliCAST. Murph, how's it going since our short hiatus has been in effect?
I don't think it's been a short hiatus for me. It's been a long, long time, but I'm glad we're back.
Well, it was needed. We had individual work obligations and other things like that, and we got some other stuff out of the way. We actually did go out to California and visit Mr. Stuart Gordon, if you remember from episode 3, and check out Reanimator, the musical, live. And we did get in the splatter zone.
Yep, I got bloody.
I got bloody also. It was great. We were front row. Emo Phillips, who was in the audience, was quite concerned about what you were wearing, especially your hat, because it got covered in blood.
Right. It's one of those British caps, sort of like the Harley hat that I wear normally, but it was white.
And covered in blood. Also, we ran into Hollywood director John Landis, who I've worked with before, with our buddy who goes by the nickname Fetus, who's done a lot of Beatallica stuff also. We kind of joked on our ride up here. Yes, up here. We're not at the MurphDawg pad. And I questioned, are you going to say, hey, not at home?
I'm not at home. I'm definitely not at home. We're at a hotel in Milwaukee.
Exactly. The most expensive episode of BeatalliCAST to date, not counting gas or tolls or beer. I guess beer doesn't really count. So we got episode 6, BeatalliCAST, and sitting here with his own libations is Mr. Kliff McBurtney. How you doing, Kliff?
Great. What's up, Hashers?
Yeah, awesome.
I was going to say, I brought the beer. What are you crying for?
Speaking of hello to everyone, we got a lot of fans out there worldwide, and I say that not because we have an email address. Maybe we should. We have lots of subscribers and listeners. South America, all over South America, and the dubious person who happens to be, who you would on
Beatallica. Doobie.
I did say doobie. On Beatallica.org, you were the one who told me about being able to click on the world map and kind of look at all the people, and there's this person. To me, it looks like in the middle of
Brazil,
middle of Brazil, and he has also appeared up on the Google Analytics for BeatalliCAST.
Cool.
Would love to hear from him. And then lots of people all over the world. Anyway, enough of that house cleaning stuff. What the fuck's going on, Kliff McBurtney?
A whole lot of nothing. I've recently been Papa McBurtney, so we've got a wee lad McBurtney running around and, changing poopy diapers, force feeding him.
Do you have to say poopy diapers?
Shitty diapers, you prefer? I don't know. Feeding him gruel, that kind of thing.
No baby mead, like, 0.5% alcohol content.
There's something about the under 1-year-old liver that just doesn't respond well to honey, even in the alcoholic format.
On the Beatallica scene, my understanding is that Mr. James Lenfield has said you've taken on the sort of songwriting, dealing with the songs, not necessarily getting out, setting up shows and stuff like that. How's that going?
Great. It's something I've been pushing for the last year, actually, while I've been Papa McBurtney. Keeps me close to home and pushing for album 3 to come out. And we've got at least 5 tracks. I wouldn't say in the can, but we've rehearsed them, made demos of them for each other so we can actually practice them and maybe even play them out live sometime.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun.
So I have a question how that works. Obviously, Lenfield would flip out if we got you really drunk and got you to give away the song titles and all that stuff.
I think more people than Lenfield would freak out. A couple legal people out there would freak out.
So let me ask you this about the songwriting, because it's changed now, because you're starting to write more, Please Please Me and stuff like that.
Or I'll Beat You.
Yeah, gotten into that set. For the new album, the songs you were talking about, the 5 songs, how is it working? Do you and James, or you and the rest of the band members kind of conceptualize an idea, and then you take it and kind of work with it, create what you think is good, make a cheap demo and go to James and everyone else? Like, is this the right avenue, or how's that work?
Well, I'd say, first of all, either James or I primarily will come up with the main concept of the tune, and then we'll make a cheap demo and bring it down and play it for everybody, and then we'll work from it from there. So it's actually opposite of the way that you just said.
Oh, okay. Damn you. So
we work in reverse.
Of the 5 songs, how many hacks at a demo per song have you done? I mean, have you gone back to the drawing board where the rest of the band's like, it's good, but...
Well, I probably have 10 tunes that we could do, but some of them are like, Ringo's like, we just do the best we can, and I bring them down, and if they like them, they like them. If they don't, well, it's okay. we'll just do something else.
And how do you find it? You're obviously a musician. You
I am.
teach. You play many instruments. You've been in the music scene for years and years. How is it kind of taking on song crafting, whether part of it or whatever? How is it?
Well, it's just as we were discussing beforehand, I sit at my computer with my little program and kind of craft it all together with the notes, and then I hit play and I see if I like it.
So you're saying the Beatallica demos for album number 3, you're inputting the musical notes and it's being played back MIDI
Oh yeah.
synth style for
Yeah.
the rest of the band to hear.
Yeah. Well, Gerg loves it. Gerg wants us to release them as is. He thinks it's hilarity.
And are they more than 8-bit? Are they like 32-bit or
At least 16, I would
Okay,
say.
16,
Yeah.
okay.
Well, I mean, okay, so there is actually some guitar sound. You know,
Okay.
There's MIDI guitar sound, if you will.
Right.
It's not just like Donkey Kong music or anything like
You just
that.
made it to the next level.
It's close. Don't get me wrong. It's pretty close. Especially some of the drum sounds. They really love that. So one of my favorite things to do on the road is I'm running the DJ Zuffelege Wiedergabe is
DJ Zufalada Wiedergaben in the house.
he's running the old play on the radio there, and sometimes when they're not looking, I just shuffle in one of the new demo tunes.
And
Wait till they uproariously laugh at the hashness of the sound. They don't even listen to the song; they just listen to how crappy it sounds. And
were you impressed that I remembered DJ Zufalada Wiedergaben?
if you can ever say it right, that'd be great.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm hacking it up.
Zuffelege Wiedergabe.
That was created in Germany.
Deutschland.
I don't even know what town we were in, but it was.
It was Rolf's hotel room.
Right. I remember, and you were jotting it down. And is it Peter who's the onstage stuntman? I can't remember.
Sure.
He was really laughing,
I was.
He was
at
laughing
home.
because we couldn't pronounce Zuffelege Wiedergabe,
let alone adding
which,
DJ.
by the way, is German for shuffle.
So basically, Kliff's idea was, and it was brilliant, was he could just start and create a whole album by just taking his iPod and putting it on shuffle, and that would be DJ Zufalada.
Zuffelege Wiedergabe, yeah.
Zufalada, I'm forgetting that.
Yeah, still think it's a brilliant idea. Spotlight. We might do that at the MJØD listening party. We might.
And what you mean by spotlight, we talked about it that night, was just like a stage with a
stool.
chair or a stool
Yeah.
with a
iPod on it.
MP3 iPod sitting there and one teeny little spotlight on it. And
Oh, yeah.
someone comes up and pushes play, and that's the show.
That's it. yeah. Of course, I'll dress all in black, so like a hand. You can't see me.
That's great. So what are you drinking there?
This is some McBurtney Brew Idun's apple juice. Of course, everybody knows Idun is the Norse goddess who tends to the apple grove up in upstairs there.
Asgard.
Yeah, that Asgard place there. The gods eat those apples and they stay young forever.
Nice.
Yeah. So I decided to make apple cider out of such apples, and hopefully it works for us.
And so we're at a hotel not too far from the Eagles Ballroom, the Rave, in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And you come up arms full. And,
Well, I haven't seen you guys in a while.
Well, I know, but with many, many gifts, all of them have alcohol in them.
Well, yeah.
And so what else did we get?
Well, maybe we'll be trying this later. There's some McBurtney MJØD Insanity mead.
Which is impressive. I like the bottle. Square.
Thanks, yeah.
Nice labels. And
I didn't make the bottle.
that's coming, I'm sure.
Glassworks. I don't know what else I brought. I brought some beer, several types of beer. There's the Pinot Noir.
Okay.
So my
McBurtney's the lemon.
winemaking.
That's one I want in my collection.
Some big bottles, which I guess
more apple juice.
I guess you can have them because Murphy doesn't like my apple juice.
The apple. I mean, you made an apple beer. What was it?
No, it was cider.
Bad apple cider.
Bad apple cider. Yeah.
I liked that
Oh,
one.
I probably still have a couple
But
bottles of
this Idun's, oh my God.
that.
Somebody has.
That's youth returning to you.
Which
there,
one is
Murph.
this one?
That's a Gulden Drac.
Okay, this one's good.
Yeah, that's about 10%
it's almost
alcohol.
got, like,
Pure malt.
You at home playing along, just pay attention to Murph, and he'll start slurring.
it's not a Schlitz.
Schlitz. You can slur Schlitz. And then there's something else in here. I can't remember what else I brought.
Yeah, what else we got here?
there's
Nice.
The Sulmander MJØD.
With your face on it. I see your son drew you.
Yeah, that's me, complete with
Eric
horned
is-
helm.
Eric has started to draw already, I see.
This just means summer. It was bottled in the summer
Nice. So how's that going? How
I'm
many?
sure my Danish is horrible, so...
How's it going? What do you got in the hopper there? At home as far as your alcohol.
In the hopper? Oh, you mean my hops?
The McBurtney cave. Alcohol.
Oh, okay. Well, my
created.
hops for the beer is going great. I got Cascade hops are just taking over my backyard.
Oh, right. You're growing it in your backyard on the sticks. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. And some Styrian Goldings. And I've got 3 other types of hops, but it's only their first year, so they take a while to catch on.
You're not naming them until they catch on?
Well, they have names. They're Hallertau and some Nugget. And
Like the 70s album, The Nuggets?
Nugget. And I believe there's a Cascade and what's the other one? Chinook. I believe the Chinook hops are coming up.
Like the helicopter.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
in the actual brewing stages, I've started. Well, I had a lot of black currants that I raised in my garden this year, so I'm making a black currant mead. And currently,
nice. Ba-doom-tsh.
and let's see, some more Gulden Drac. I did a special James Lenfield Gulden Drac edition, so
Nice.
so you can stock the Crooked Shillelagh.
Nice.
His bar.
My favorite thing about your mead, and it's a difficult thing to do, but you always bring these wonderful gifts, is MurphDawg can attest to this. If they sit around, especially in the refrigerator, give it 2 years, man, are they fucking awesome when you drink it.
Yeah, mead gets better with age.
Unless someone comes along and it's like, hey, what's this? Usually, I don't know about you, Murph. You can chime in and tell me. It's usually finished a couple beers, out of alcohol, really don't feel like driving. Hey,
What's
there's
this?
a McBurtney mead.
What's this?
Yeah, save the best for last.
I'll open this up.
So
But to
on-
finish up, I got an IPA. I
Okay.
probably have 30 more gallons of mead downstairs. Got some potato wine that I made. I got my grandmother's recipe for potato wine. So
Now, are you growing the potatoes or are you just buying the
I
potatoes?
just bought the potatoes.
Okay.
Organic, of course. And,
Nice, of course.
yeah, so I figured, hey, let's see what Grandma had cooking, So I made 2 gallons of that. It's currently clearing. It's in the clearing stage, waiting for it to clear.
Nice. When we don't run into you, although it sucks that we don't see you in these large gaps, just as much our fault as yours. It's
Life
awesome.
gets in the way,
Yep. It's awesome that you always show up with alcohol and go, here, drink, get drunk.
It helps clearing out my basement.
If it's the least we can do for you. So Beatallica, what's been going on with Beatallica? You
I just said we've been recording.
I know. I'm
working on recording.
finishing my statement.
Oh, sorry.
As far as touring recently, you guys you were mentioning a little bit before we got on that you'd played a private party that was pretty fucking cool up in, was it Michigan?
Yeah, Michigan. It was in the upper lower Michigan. If you know where Traverse City is by
Okay.
Michigan, or what's that bridge? What's that big old bridge?
The
The
bridge?
island Mackinac, the Mackinac Bridge.
Okay.
Yeah, we played up there. It was actually a private party, and it was private is a good word for it because it was actually just the dude's immediate family.
Nice.
Which includes like all the little kids and.
So you had little heshers.
Yeah, they were like, what's going on? My ears. That kind of stuff.
And you were telling me something interesting about the set list for this private party that you played.
It was the dude's birthday. Oh, there you go. Hey, dude.
Exactly. Nice. See if you get that out there.
It was this guy's birthday, and he really wanted us up there. He is a major Beatles fan, and he has a shrine. Actually, his house is a shrine to the Beatles. You can't move 10 inches in his house without knocking over something that is Beatles paraphernalia, including his entire basement, which is full of unwrapped Beatles, like puzzles and figurines. And
Like all your Star Wars figures at home.
no, mine are toast. Probably shot mine with a BB gun. But
Exactly.
well, anyway, so for his birthday, we wrapped up all their songs, and then had various members of the party come up and unwrap them. They were all from like Dr. Robert to Dude, or
Right.
like
So is this
the Leper Madonna to Dude.
is this every Beatallica song
Yes.
that you've ever played or just on albums?
the ones we've played?
Okay, so the ones you played, each individual one is wrapped up in some sort of thing, and he randomly picks one,
Not
opens
he,
it.
the party goer.
Oh, okay.
For him. Yeah.
And so,
And then James gave a little speech about like the conception of the song or some sort of history behind it. Then we play the song, and the
Okay.
night progressed like that. It was like an intimate evening with Beatallica.
nice. I would like that. Let's just say the last year and a half, 2 years, touring kind of when you go over to Europe, other than throwing in a couple songs, pretty much you have a set list set.
Yeah.
Did any kind of songs come out of the woodwork that it's like, hey, we haven't played this in a while. Hey, this will be fun.
Well, for that show, yeah. I mean, it was all the songs we've played, so it's like, oh, how does that one go again? What key is that in? I'll just look at James's hand.
And 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, I'll just, turn my distortion up really loud. Nobody will be able to hear it. Hit the wah.
Speaking of not sure what to play and everything, I was just, when we went on our short hiatus on our website, we put up videos that MurphDawg and I had put together of Beatallica, exclusively for Beatallibangers around the world. And one of them was Beatallica opening for Mike Portnoy, of which Portnoy sat in. And
Jimmy Nicol, I believe.
Jimmy Nicol. And it's his Beatallica name. While that show was happening, while you are a master guitar player, you don't play guitar in Beatallica. You were playing guitar
for that show. Yeah.
Except for that show.
Well, there's actually 2 shows I think I've done guitar on.
What was the other one?
In Madison.
For Portnoy?
No.
Okay.
Just a show.
Okay. Well,
we're sort of modular here in Beatallica.
I did not know that.
Well,
that's history out there. So anyway, while you were playing it, and speaking of being surprised and not sure how the song goes, and I was just watching this video recently, when the song ended and Portnoy went into Golden Slumbers, now that I have you here, were you looking at James going, what the hell's going on? Or did you kind of get, oh, okay, I know where this is going? Like, did you have to be like, dude, it's Golden Slumbers? And then you kind of figured it out, or did you know? Or how'd that go?
Well, I didn't know he would do it, if that's what you're asking.
Well, no,
So
it was a surprise.
Yeah.
But as far as the surprise, did you know the Beatles track in your mind, or did you look at
it's
James
only like
for a
2
cue?
chords. I mean, it's like an A and a D.
Okay, well, you're the musician. You have a history.
They're on the
stage.
same fret. You just got to move your fingers up and down.
All right. I thought it was interesting.
I just figured it out. Exactly.
Love you.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm
glad we didn't go into the end because I'd be fucking screwed.
Oh, okay. I just thought it was cool. To me, it looked like completely caught off guard, the performance, because it looked like Portnoy did a couple crashes, and then that would kind of be it, and then he threw something out that he obviously didn't tell you guys about, and I just didn't know.
He keeps the flow hype, We're flowing with him.
Right.
That's the nature of the game, man. Follow the leader. How's that beer working on you?
My nephew just went in the military, joined the Air Force.
God bless him.
Proud of him. He's a badass motherfucker now. And I went to a military fundraiser, and I know how much you are into weapons. Or
Yeah, that's me.
ancient weapons, actually.
There you go.
You have claymores. Is that right?
I have an Claymore, yes.
You have an. I thought of you. I got you a gift.
Oh, nice.
Hold on. Let me grab it.
Ooh,
I'm a little shocked here. Oh, what's going on?
Yeah, I was like, and I threw out 300 patches, or I didn't know where that was going. Like, I was at this military.
He got me a
thing.
weapon.
I did.
A 45.
Thought of you
Get in front of the
when I saw
microphone.
this. It was at a military fundraiser, and when I saw it, I was like, "Lights out, fade to black."
That's Kliff McBurtney.
Wow, man. That's great. Thank you.
Open it up.
It's a light out Frost Cutlery Fade to Black series folding knife here in the wrapper. Which is funny. I have a great story about a folding knife, come to think of it.
We're all prepared here on BeatalliCAST.
I better take a drink here. Or is it Kentucky or West Virginia? It's one of those states that's getting pummeled by Hurricane Irene currently.
What were the 2 states? Is not Kentucky. Kentucky.
Virginia, West
Yeah.
Virginia.
Yes, it would be Virginia. Kentucky, if it gets hit by Irene, we got news here, an exclusive.
Exclusive.
Kentucky hit by Hurricane Irene.
People freak out because it's not in the
Hi,
spaghetti
I'm
wrap.
Kliff McBurtney on location.
Anywho, well, I can't remember where it was because I was probably drinking heavily at the time. But this dude and I started talking about moonshine, and apparently his
AKA Mountain Dew.
yeah, he and his family were big time moonshiners. I won't say his name, not that I can remember it anyway, but so well, he for some odd reason, I don't know why, it was after we were done playing, everybody was up in their cups, and he shows me that's when I was taking my Eskrima classes, my kung fu classes, and I showed him a disarm because I had my bass bayonet actually.
Is this the thing that you tried to beat the fuck out of me in Germany with those sticks?
No. Oh, yeah, right.
The Philippine stick fighting.
Yeah, exactly.
Come on, just hold the stick. Don't worry. No.
Pussy. Well,
I was
anyway.
drinking alcohol and on vacation.
So was I.
Yeah. You were getting paid. I wasn't.
Anyway, so with the McBurtney bass bayonet, I showed him a disarm that I had learned like the week before, and he's like, "Oh, that's really cool, man. Here, I want you to have this." And I was like, "What?" And he hands me his pocket knife. It's like a folder pocket knife. I don't know the brand or anything, but he's like, "This is my favorite knife, and you can have it." And I was like, "Okay, thanks, man. Wow. That's really cool. What the hell am I going to do with this?" But yeah, right on. And he's like, "When you come back here, I'll give you a gallon of moonshine." You give me that knife back and I'll give you a gallon of moonshine. I was like, cool. So a couple years go by, whatever. I got this knife. It's sitting on my desk. Like, what am I going to do? Like, go knife somebody or something, Open a letter with it or something. And we go back to the same place. And dude's there. And I'm like, "Hey, here's your knife." And he's like, "Oh, man. Oh, hey, next time you come back, I'll give you some moonshine." I was like, "Whatever, dude. Here, thanks."
I've been carrying a knife around for you for a couple of years.
Anyway, I have the Fade to
Some
Black.
of the-
Whoa,
some
ow!
of the- some of-
Nice.
Sorry. Some of the earlier shows when I used to see you play, you always had like
Let me see
a
the blade. It
Beretta
looks black. It looks
that was
black.
stuck on the
It is
bottom
black.
of your bass, and you don't do that anymore, do you?
What? You're talking about the Prickin' Fucker 3000?
It's the Prickin' Fucker 4003.
Oh, sorry.
4003. You don't use that anymore, do you?
Well, the problem with the Prickin' Fucker 4003 being my...
Look bad for you?
No,
brother?
I'll get it. I'll get it if I don't cut my hand
Dude,
off
do
here.
not cut yourself in this interview.
I shan't. The problem with the Prickin' Fucker 4003, my bass bayonet, is that obviously it's not a real weapon. It's a plastic weapon that I get at the Halloween store. Because I actually don't want to impale James, because then
course.
I'd probably have to sing all the rest, and I barely know the lyrics that I know as it is.
And would you actually do
So,
that? Had
well,
you impaled him?
I have
And
impaled.
he fell down. Continue the show or
This
stop?
happened.
This is
Kirk Hammondson.
I've stuck him several times, but it's like a show knife where the blade retracts into the handle,
Right.
But the
okay.
problem is he started getting wise to when it starts coming, and he started deflecting it, and he's actually broken about 4 Prickin' Fucker bass bayonets. And the problem is when the Halloween store isn't open during the year, I have no resource to pick up a new Prickin' Fucker bass bayonet. So I just have to get out to the party Halloween store and actually pick up 10 of them.
Don't put that one on your bass.
I shan't. That'd be the end of Lenfield. It's the end of you, James. But thank you very much. It's very cool. I shall.
It
open
is very cool.
Many
It's
a letter
very
with it.
colorful. And the black blade, you won't even see
I'll
it.
keep
in
it
the
away
knife.
from the lad. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, keep it away from the lab.
But thank you very much. It's quite black. How black is it? It's none more black.
It fades.
It does fade to black.
You talk too fast. I was totally going to throw that in there.
It's none more black.
So let's set the Wayback Machine.
All right.
Beatallica, how do you get involved? No, well, I guess when we had talked about Spoof Fest with Lenfield, Ringo, who is working tonight, but he kind of reacted to a couple things James had said, was like, "Fucker, I was there. I was playing in that band on stage, but he didn't mention me." Is that how you got involved with everyone
that
up here?
fucker, I was there. I was playing on stage with him too. As a matter of fact, I was the bass tech because the dude who was when they were doing Metallica. You mean in Spoof Fest?
Well, I was just talking in Spoof Fest in general. James
Oh.
was bringing up stories and like, "Hey, I did this band and it was really cool, and I did this," and he'd mention a few people in the band, and then Ringo was like, "I was in that fucking band." Why
Yeah,
didn't you
we've all
mention me?"
actually done several bands together. But when they did Metallica, which was the start of the whole, they released the Beatallica
Right,
EP.
right.
The bass player didn't have a bass wah, and I had like my guitar wah that I hooked up into his bass. But Drew was the original, bass player, being Kliff
Right,
McBurtney, has some sort of spinal issue or something like that, where his legs don't exactly work
Right.
perfectly. So I ran the wah for him during the.
So you're like the Lemmy of Beatallica. You were like the tech guy that later got into the band.
Yeah, totally.
Nice. There's some history
How
right there.
how I got in the band was, well, I mean, I knew all the guys from the scene and all that.
The scene, whatever the Milwaukee scene is.
And,
It's bigger than you think or make jokes about.
Hmm.
Being from Chicago, coming up here at least in the last 6-7 years, tons of musicians, all fucking talented.
Yeah, well, we're all
really
musicians.
cool people.
Nobody goes out and sees the shows. Everybody's sitting there playing shows.
Exactly.
But I think I wrote on it on the Beatallica.org website when I first joined. I'm sure it's in the news archives page if you care to go there. But
I've
I was-
looked. I don't know what you're
oh, it's
talking
there.
about.
It's there. It's my.
I'm checking it now.
There you go. I was literally sitting there playing like a James Bond game on my PS2, and James Lenfield calls me, and he's
It's like, hey man, you got some You got some time to talk?
And I was like, sure. Just hit pause here. And killing
Hold on
some
a
Russians here, but yeah.
Can
sure,
you call me
whatever.
back in 5 minutes? I'll get to the next level and pass the mini boss.
I have to get to the save point. But, and he laid this trip on me where the dude who was currently playing with them couldn't play with them anymore, and they needed a new Kliff McBurtney role model. And
So this was Lee leaving.
yeah.
Right,
I
he was
believe
moving to
went
Seattle.
out to Seattle or
Right,
something
right,
like
right.
that.
Okay.
And so he's like, yeah, you want to be in the band, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, kind of sketchy with the whole thing.
As far as not knowing them real well, or
no,
what
I knew
the band was?
I knew everybody. That was the problem. I knew them too well.
Oh,
I was
okay.
Like, wait a minute. I don't know. This is kind of weird. So basically, originally it was, can you do an East Coast run? Can you go out to New York and Boston and all that and do a tour? And I was like, yeah, sure. Let's see how that goes. And that was a lot of fun. I believe we traveled out actually in a Silverado.
Right. So hold on. So when you joined the band, because MurphDawg and I,
This would be 2005.
right? We in the beginning of 2005 had seen Lee a handful of times.
Yeah.
When did
the
we
fall.
first meet you? Was after that tour then?
Maybe we played Chicago then. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Right around probably when Cthulhu was first
Okay.
released.
Okay.
That might have been like the first time.
I can't think of the name of that bar. The one that's upstairs.
Dumbledore? No.
No, the one that's
The other one.
it's on the
I know
major
exactly.
corner, but it's like upstairs.
That's
like,
the one where MurphDawg tried to crawl into a taxi full of girls.
yes, outside.
Actually sat there for like a minute before they kicked
Actually,
him
I
out.
was in a van full of girls.
A van full. It was a bus full.
Yeah, they were a handful.
Was that the Halloween show down there where we took those drunk pictures
Yeah,
of
yeah.
the two of you outside?
I think we actually met before the Halloween show, but then we played the Halloween show. there as
Okay, okay.
well. Subterranean.
Subterranean. Thank you, thank
Oh,
you, thank
yeah.
you.
Well, of course, we play on the second level of the Subterranean.
Right.
Go figure that one out.
But you come back from the East Coast tour, doing week or two, whatever.
Yeah.
And
When they said, well, do you want to be in it permanently? And I was like, yeah, sure. Sure.
history was made.
Dude,
I get to
think
drink, right? And they're like, yeah,
I-
sure. Okay.
I'm gonna go out for a smoke, man. That's
I'm
it.
gonna go outside. I'm gonna
Oh,
have a smoke.
he's the one who gave me this.
This would be a black bottle that he's holding that
That's
has
a Golden
10%
Drop.
10% alcohol by volume. Well, you know what? Let's spin a song. And since I
What,
don't have a
you wanna
song
spin a
list
song?
in front of me,
Which
we're,
one?
we're going to play a live track.
Beatallica will be one of the new ones. One of the new 5.
I don't think you'd want to hear them in their current state.
Fuck, you know I would.
Okay, here comes a MIDI track of.
Well, you know what we could do for non-Beatallica funness? We could roll.
He's so Hemi? Oh,
He's so
He's so Emmy.
you mean.
so heavy.
Are you speaking of Helmüt Falkler?
Falkler.
Hey, Ryan.
Yeah, Helmüt Falkler. Well, you got to tell the story about Helmut Falkler.
Well, why don't you do that? We'll roll the song.
Yeah.
All I got to say is the story you're about to hear from Kliff, the detail on Helmut Falkler.
Helmut. You know, there's a.
It was so good. The song was created. I think it got pared down just a little bit, not its full length, but
Sorry.
near length, and it was used when Beatallica goes on tour. They have pre-music that they decide, hey, we're going to play these 10 songs before we come on the stage. Favorite songs, goofy songs, whatever. Helmut Falkler in 2009 became one of the opening songs. And I think it was, 2 or 3 songs before you guys went on stage, so when you heard it, you knew, hey, we're
for
getting
sure.
ready.
Yeah.
Okay, so the story, Helmut Falkler, then we'll roll it, and we'll be back.
So, James Hemifield, or Hemi as we like to call him, is a good German friend who I personally have witnessed fall off a wall.
So have I. I
6
almost
feet
cracked
tall.
it.
Twice.
Hemi?
You saw the second one.
Yeah, I saw the second one. He almost broke his head open.
He was explaining what happened the first time, and he did it again. I thought the dude killed himself, but he was
Sorry,
okay,
I'm
and
laughing.
he's still with us. God bless you, Hemi.
I love
don't,
you, Hemi.
Don't ever do that again.
Rock and roll, Emmy.
Ringo's character, of course, in Hero of the Day Tripper video, which you can see at Beatallica.org.
Which is a quick pause. Put a pin in it for a second. MurphDawg and I did
true.
for Beatallica.
That's true.
MurphDawg in Hero of the Day Tripper is at the party.
Look for the JBO
and
shirt.
is wearing a JBO shirt backwards in every camera angle, so you just see the backside that's like, I'm an asshole and I like it or something.
Arschlag und Spaß dabei.
I thought we were
Exactly.
going to take a picture and...
All right, that 10% alcohol is kicking in.
Anywho.
Okay.
So, Ringo's character is Helmüt Falkler, actually,
In the video.
in the video. And he wanted to know how to pronounce it to people.
It wasn't pronounced. My understanding is I was doing post-production, and it was how do you spell it?
Okay. Well, I was just getting to that, as a matter of
Okay.
fact.
Sorry.
So,
Then it becomes circular.
he asks Hemi, hey, how do you spell this? And Hemi said,
THIS.
bloody hell.
It's going to be a long interview. Fucking 10% McBurtney alcohol.
Hemi says the correct spelling is Helmüt Falkler.
And by what you're saying, just to give a little backstory, is Ringo reached out to Hemi,
Email.
hey, how do you do that? And then Hemi actually called.
Correct.
Okay.
It was an email or something. There was some digital recording of this.
Okay.
And then so he said, you got to hear this. Hey, Ryan, the correct spelling is Helmüt Falkler. And I thought one of my other projects, other than MJØD, is actually called Schizogods, where we do like industrial dance music.
Yep.
So I thought, well, what a great Schizogods song. We should call it Helmüt Falkler and make a industrial house kind of dance song about it. And that is the track you're about to hear.
And we'll roll it right now. And if you in 2009 you were in Germany, you would have heard this before Beatallica hit the stage. And here we go.
Schizogods.
Welcome.
Hey Ryan, the correct spelling is Helmut Falkler. Helmut Falkler. Hey Ryan. Helmut Falkler. Hey Ryan. Hey Ryan. Hey Ryan. Hey Ryan. The correct spelling is Helmut Falkler. Falkler. Helmut Falkler. Falkler. Helmut Falkler. Hey Falkler.
Dance with me.
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 mình chúng ta chà chàอยู่ลูกตู้
Dance with me.
Hey Ryan.
mình chúng ta chà chàอยู่ลูกตู้
Dance with me.
Hey Ryan.
mình chúng ta chà chàอยู่ลูกตู้
Hey Ryan.
mình chúng ta chà chàอยู่ลูกตู้
Dance with me.
Falkler. 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 Helmut Falkler. Ryan 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 Falkler. Helmut Falkler. Hey Ryan. Helmut Falkler.
Yes.
Hey Ryan. Helmut Falkler. That's it. I hope to see you soon and have a great time. Cheers.
Okay, there we have Helmut Falkler.
Helmut Falkler.
Hey, Ryan, the correct spelling is...
Someone's at the door.
Keep going.
Meanwhile, hey, grab yourself a crisp McBurtney brew, only available in Milwaukee. Come get it.
You know what was great about that moment? If you ever watched Metallica's One video behind the scenes in the middle of interviewing Lars in a hotel, but they have a backdrop and lights and everything, you don't realize they're in a hotel. The phone suddenly rings and Lars is like, keep going.
It's probably James.
that's our moment. So that's cool. Talking about Helmüt Falkler and all that. Any thoughts of the 2009 tour? We had some fun.
Oh, it was great. Hanging out with the JBO guys, their crew especially. You know, those guys work 10 times harder than we work. That's for damn sure.
Exactly. It's kind of well, not necessarily a cliche, but the whole rock star thing of you're all done, everything's packed up, we're done at the venue, everything's loaded on the semi to be driven, and you get on the tour bus and it's just a party, and then when you're done, you just walk upstairs in the bus and crash out.
Especially after Mr. Rum.
Yeah, Mr. Rum. We haven't talked about that. Do you want to talk about Mr. Rum?
Well, we appreciated the JBO tour support guys so much that we figured we better give them a little treat. So we knew they drank Cuba Libres over there, which is our rum and coke.
And we were out shopping for James Lenfield to buy clothes because he left them behind.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, that's true.
So he was buying jeans and a couple other things.
Yeah, it's like the Walmart there. But they happen to have, at the Hamburg Walmart, the Walmart, they happen to have a 3-liter bottle of rum. So we said, hey, those guys will love this. So we brought it back. I think it was Bacardi, 3-liter Bacardi bottle.
I mean, massive.
Put a little bow tie on it, put a little note saying, we love you.
And then we also put a Beatallica sticker over the logo.
Well, so they knew who it was from. And the crew got done banging all the gear, a hard night. They're working hard. They walk on the bus and they see this 3-liter bottle of rum, which, I don't know, probably weighs at least 20, 30 pounds.
It was massive.
It was well appreciated amongst all, and a good time was had until the next city. And then we woke up and did it all again.
Yeah, I think it probably lasted, 3 nights?
About 3 nights.
Yeah. No, it was great. And there's pictures on the Beatallica forum.
Sure. We even buckled him in, Mr. Rum.
Yes, there's that great picture of you sitting next to Mr. Rum, and he's got a buckle, so he's all safe and everything like that.
Right, gotta keep him safe on the trip.
We had fun. You and I wouldn't say they weren't days off, but we had a few hours a few times in a couple different towns.
Scoot around.
And there was, I forget what small town we were in. We went to the bakery, and then we decided to walk into town, and it started raining, and there was not much to see.
That was like the first show, yeah. Well, we went the wrong way. We kind of walked to the outskirts of town rather than the inskirts of town. And through the rain, but whatever. You're in Germany. Like, hey, just take it all in. We had nothing else to do. Why not?
And then probably one of the really fun getaway moments you and I had was it was in April 2009 on the Masterful Mystery Tour when we were in
Zurich.
In Zurich, and we went and listened to the pan flutes.
Yeah. Like Chilean pan flute guys sitting in the Zurich harbor.
For me, and you were used to this, it was obviously I'm from Chicago, so you go downtown and you have people banging on drums or playing guitars and looking for money and in the tourist areas and stuff like that. And you told me that apparently pan flute playing, street playing, is like huge in Zurich or in Switzerland.
Well, apparently it was like every 50 feet was like another Brazilian or Chilean pan flute guy, dressed up in traditional garb. And
so you'd be walking and talking, and I kept saying as we were walking towards the lake that I was like, it's like Willy Wonka. Like the whole town just to me looked right out of Willy Wonka. And then all of a sudden, exactly. Get these pan flutes.
Glad you came out with us, because sometimes James likes to sleep a lot. Gerg likes to stay on the bus primarily, and Ringo's got his own agenda. And I'm usually cruising the cities by myself, just I want to see the action. I'm here in Zurich. What the hell? I want to see Zurich.
So
I don't want to sleep.
We walk around, and I took a handful of pictures and stuff like that. And
Hi.
It's the MurphDawg.
He's back.
I am the MurphDawg.
So
that one's for Dennis.
I got a hotel number, so I'm gonna walk out for a little while, and I'm gonna come back.
Sure.
You were saying some inappropriate things outside while we were out. Yes, I couldn't believe it.
And then she came back.
Oh, really? So that was a pickup line that worked?
And it worked. So I'm gonna take off for a little while. I'll be back.
Swim with a wetsuit.
Other than 2009, those two European, he just got that. The Drock is really working good.
I'm insulted. He's drinking Foster's over some more Drock.
Would you like some meat?
Yeah, we got mead going on here, dude.
You want a sip?
Insanity mead.
It's insanity. It's like the cliffs of insanity.
Oh, I like that. Good Princess Bride reference. If you want something, give that back to me. There's a glass around the corner.
I think he's gonna vomit.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
He's gonna vomit.
It sucked for my hotel bill, but God, it'd be a great recording.
It tastes very good, actually.
Well, right around the corner over there.
No.
Oh, okay.
No, he's sticking to Foster's.
That's
Stick
Australian
with
for
what you
Murph
know.
dogs. So, what I was getting to, Kliff, do you have anything to say about your hotel rendezvous or anything else?
No, it's just I'll be leaving. So.
Okay.
Have fun.
Do you have any other interesting stories about traveling around the world?
Well, the main thing, I mean, it's cool playing places and seeing places, but meeting the people, I think that's probably one of the coolest things.
Beatallibangers.
All the Beatallibangers, Hemi and Suspiria. Hemi, when I first met him, was sneaking a case of beer back into our dressing room, you know.
You actually caught him in the act of doing that?
Yeah. Well, like, what the hell's going on? You know? Suddenly, you know, wow, hey, thanks, dude. Thanks for, I mean, he made, well, I thought he had made all this beer, which is actually funny because that's kind of how I got into home brewing, was because I was like, that's so cool. This dude just made us all this beer.
It must be easy.
So let's befriend this guy, yeah. Later we found out he actually just put labels on pre-made beer, but that's okay. It was still,
But we're talking really kick-ass
What was
labels.
the pre-made beer?
it was Hasseröde. If I'm not, Hemi, you can correct me if I'm wrong. I believe it was Hasseröde.
Yeah, he told me the last time we were over there that it was his favorite beer. And so he takes off the official label and has really nice made labels
Yeah,
and then
puts
labels them.
Beatallica beer, you know, and like,
Because he did that in 2009.
he
and
did it again, yeah.
How they walk into a club
With a case of beer.
with a couple cases of beer because that cooler was empty. And after the show, we walked back and it was filled with fucking Beatallica beer. And I'm like, how do you walk into a venue with all this beer, walk your way
It's
backstage?
Germany. It's I guess that's acceptable practice in Germany.
God bless you, Hemi.
Yeah. Yeah. All the folks, you know, Big Torben from Hamburg. He's my special pal. He takes me around all the crazy places in Hamburg, like Der Clochard.
Yeah, I hung out
Is
with
he the one that we had the interview with?
Drink some more.
Casper is who you're talking about.
Casper. He's the Great Dane.
He is. It was a good interview. It was very cool. And one of your other favorite places,
Amsterdam.
well, aside from that, but I was thinking when you're hanging out with Andy and everything, is to go to the
Tandele.
Tandele.
Oh yeah, Tandele.
Where you pick up mead. And
Well, it's a Viking shop in the middle of Hamburg. I mean, how awesome is that right there?
and you're not wearing your wristband.
It's too warm. You know,
okay.
they get a little smelly during the summer, so generally I don't. But all winter long, everybody knows I wear my Tandele wristbands.
I haven't told you, but when the day you bought that I was with you, and it was a brighter shade of red. It's toned down and gotten a little darker
It's
and
that
more
sweat.
evil. Yep.
That whole sweat thing. I was laughing, actually. The last time the lads went over to Europe, I was not able to go because my son was busy being born.
Exactly.
You know, and had to be around for that. That's kind of important.
Oh, hell yeah.
So my buddy Dave,
Which do you want to put on record? Because every time I say it, it fucking changes.
Okay.
What the fuck is his official Beatallica name as of today?
New
Maka
Kid.
McNewkid?
Yeah.
McNewstead?
We'll go with New Kid.
Okay.
McNew Kid. Something
Okay,
like that.
McNewkid. So go ahead.
There you go. So, I had a special request. Since I wasn't able to go to Hamburg, I was like, can you please go to my favorite Viking store in
You
Hamburg?
sent him to Tandale.
I was like, could you please go to Tandale and give me a new wristband? Because these other ones, they're getting old and I need a new one. And get some mead while you're there because they sell mead. By the way, it's on Marktstrasse, near Marktstrasse by the Dome. If you're any Hamburg listeners are out there, it's a very cool shop.
Which would be close to the Walmart you were talking about earlier.
Well, I don't believe the Walmart is there anymore.
Okay.
But yeah. But anywho, so these guys are staying on the Reeperbahn, which is the big entertainment plaza of Hamburg, where the Beatles played and all
And it's
that.
also where they have a whore street and
The
women,
Hurstrasse, yeah.
and women and children can't go behind the closed wall.
Oh, that's what's the name of that street? Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, that's got a special name, but it's the Red Wall. You'll find it if you look. Called Herbertstrasse. I call them the fishbowl girls because they kick the big old windows with their hooker shoes. Like, hey, come over here. It's eye candy unless you want to pay all kinds of euros, but whatever. But anyway, yeah, Andy has his bar, the Mini Bar and the Molotov bar are on
Right,
the
which we
Reeperbahn.
drank it. Yeah, we
and
drank
Der Clochard, which I was referring to earlier, which is German for like the asshole or like the armpit of the universe, which is a 24-hour bar that on the Reeperbahn. It's right across the street from the Mini Bar and the Molotov, and you can go in there. They have the best heavy metal jukebox in the world. From poser metal to like complete rip your face off Norwegian death metal to
But
all on the
do they
jukebox.
have Amon Arvest?
Amon Marth.
Yeah, whatever. I don't know.
They were
I
just in town. They played their 3-hour epic show here.
Did you go?
I did not because I was cleaning poopy diapers and things like that.
Were they the ones you tried to invite to come see your show in Germany?
No, that was in France. Actually, that was a band called Adagio.
Oh,
which is
Adagio. Right,
a premium progressive metal, sort of a gothic metal act out of France, Adagio. I'd check them out if you're into that scene. But yeah, they couldn't come, unfortunately. They had business, but that would have been cool.
Right.
Tyr, I've always wanted to invite, but they're usually pretty busy too.
What are they?
They're a Viking metal
Nice, nice. Oh, speaking of Viking metal, let's circle back around. So you
band. Oh, wait,
said
can I
Mick
finish my
Newkid-
story?
New Kid,
New
Tondele.
Kid, yeah, exactly. Vike Tondele. So they're staying on the Reeperbahn, which is approximately half a mile away from Tondele.
You know,
So nothing walking.
Nothing. Of course, they get back home. Oh, dude, here's New Kid. Dude, we couldn't make it there. Nobody knew where it was. I was like, dude, you're half a mile away. I was like, you like put it up on Google Maps or something and find it. It was literally a 10-minute walk from where they were staying.
Right.
And nobody remembered where it was.
Nice.
Bastards.
You'll have to make a Kliff
I have to go
McBurtney
back and do
app.
it again.
Yeah.
A Kliff McBurtney app. Only to find Tondele.
Exactly. That's all it does. What else does this do? That's all it does.
Reeperbahn to Tondele. That's all you need.
Exactly.
And the statue of Otto von Bismarck, which is right there too.
Which we took all those pictures
Yeah.
in front of.
Yeah.
Which if you go on the BeatalliCAST website, you can get to from iTunes or from Beatallica.org, where the little player is. You can click on website for BeatalliCAST, and where we had our short hiatus, there was, the fuck did I call it? I forget now.
Yeah, drinking's great.
It is, and the meat's really great.
Well, anyway, Otto von Bismarck statue. He's like a 300-foot tall statue of this bald dude in plate mail who allegedly refurbished the whole harbor of Hamburg, and so they made a 300-foot tall statue of him wielding a broadsword.
And what I was getting
It's
at
pretty
is
epic.
I took a whole bunch of pictures, wide shots, close-ups of Beatallica in front of this statue, and I used it in the video that there's 9 tracks of that I'm completely, because of this mead spacing, a tapestry of illusion. Tapestry of illusion.
Of course.
On YouTube, 9 different tracks, live audio from Gerg's hometown, Philadelphia?
Sure.
Pittsburgh? Yeah, I forget, whatever show it was.
One of
And then photographs that I took or other people took live around the Masterful Mystery Tour over a 2-year period set to that music, which has pictures of what you're talking about.
Indeed.
Long explanation to go check out.
Tondele.
Check out the link. Jumping back to you getting in Beatallica, you go on tour, you do the East Coast. It's, hey, do you want to join the band? Yeah, I'll join. We started hanging out with you a lot, seeing you a lot in Chicago and Milwaukee and stuff like that. What was it like gearing up for the first album, Sergeant Hetfield's Motor Breath Pub Band?
Well, it was pretty great. We have a really chill recording kind of process, and
Flimball Ras Martin, of course, is our engineer, as you know.
Right?
he's got a nice little setup in his pad. Kind of hang out with Flimball for a while and lay down some tracks. And Flimball's very persnickety when it comes to
Nice word.
thanks when it comes to tracking. So he'll let you know when you suck and when that was okay. And it's like having an engineer and a producer all in one.
There you go. And I, thinking back to a previous BeatalliCast when we were talking about this, I think we were talking about the pirates and the
Oh, yeah.
chickens, and I forgot to mention the other person in the room, Captain Pirate himself, Kliff McBurtney.
Yeah, hey, I was there too.
I know. I'm like running through visually because I shot video of it, and I'm like going around the room going, okay, we got this, we got this person,
everybody.
this
Who
person.
the fuck is this guy?
Exactly.
Yeah, thanks.
Well, I'm going to get that audio out, maybe just do a little snip of it, just so you can...
Cliff.
Exactly. Well, no, not just for Kliff, but just to put up online for BeatalliCast listeners. I'm thinking about maybe 45 seconds of video of us just all like, arr, 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 arr. Yes. How's it going over there,
He
MurphDawg?
is cooked.
He is. You are. We're going to play a tune, and got some other tracks, live tracks from Leipzig, Germany that we haven't spun, and I'm not going to tell you what it is. It's going to be
You
a
already played my
surprise.
bass solo, so it can't be that.
Ah, dun, dun, dun. Someone's been listening. And if you want to know what it is and want more detail, go to iTunes and look up BeatalliCast, or go to Beatallica.org and look on the BeatalliCast player, the little button that says website. click it, takes you there, gives you a little detail, shows you some pictures, and you'll know what it is. So let's spin this right now.
I'm not at home.
No, you're not. Ambassador. In your mind or physically.
Don't you have a date?
Exactly. We'll be back after this.
This song is called Hero of the Day Tripper. Mama, they tried to break me. Gotta get reason for taking the wicked way out. Gotta get reason for taking the wicked way out now. Hero of the day, tripper, a flame keeper, yeah. Need to hear your babies cry out, they cry out. Hey! I'm a diseaser, put you in your easy chair. I'm a diseaser, rock you with wheels on a stand now. Hero of the day, tripper, feel the fist stopping. Can't you hear your baby cry out, they cry out. Hey! All right, now let's hear it. Let's go. Trying to break me, dreams everlasting night scream. Trying to break me, dreams everlasting night screams now. Hero of the day, tripper, you hide until it's light. Can't you hear your babies cry out, they cry out. Hey! Mama, they tried to break me. Mama, they tried to break me. Mama, they tried to break me. Mama, they tried. Mama, they tried. Mama, they tried to break me. Mama, they tried to break me. Mama, they tried to break me. Mama, they tried. Mama, they tried. All right. Did I mention how big this beer was? Look at this damn beer, dude.
Well, I wanted to also touch upon, we were talking about the great people that I got to hang out with throughout the tour.
Yes.
The tours. I did want to touch
Plethora of tours.
plethora of tours. I wanted to touch upon the South Koreans.
Talk to
Because you talked to them, yes.
Gina.
You talked to Gina.
Is that how you say it? I was saying Gina because
Gina.
Okay.
Yeah, there's Unshin, there's Jin-kun, a plethora of others whose names I couldn't pronounce because I was drinking their crappy beer the whole time. There's two. Did you touch on the Korean beers?
Hold on. So we talk about everything, and we're going through everything that I knew about that happened in Korea, in Busan.
Yeah.
And I was like, knowing you guys all well, and beer is, part of the blood of Beatallica. I'm like, oh, and you guys went out and blah, blah, blah. And how did they like your beer? And she's like, oh, they loved it. And in my mind, I'm like, that's not what they told me.
Well, there's two that we had. One was called Cass, which I renamed Ass. And then there's another one called Height, which I called Shite. And I can't remember which one was worse than the other one. I believe shite was worse than ass. But I just remember, you know how you have that killer,
Oh, my fucking head.
kind of like waking up moment?
Right.
It's the worst.
The story that I heard about the beer that I was kind of setting up, I didn't get out of her, but I was just kind of throwing some things on the table to see where she would go with it. Was that you guys were there, and I think it was maybe the meet and greet or something before you guys had played, and you guys were like, "Hey, we need some beer." So her or someone else disappeared, ran off, went and bought
Probably was
beer,
Jin Kun.
and came back.
With one beer.
And you guys were like,
That's
James
good
was
for
telling
me. What about him?
Yeah, James was like, no, we have to go get some
Beer.
Yeah.
So what other stories with Busan?
Well, it was a really great time. And it was a 17-hour flight there or something like that,
Right.
or ungodly amount of time. sitting in
Monsoon
rest.
season and
During monsoon season, I think our set was like 25 minutes. In the rain, I believe my pedals were actually underwater.
Really?
My cords. I can remember the cords running out of the pedals were actually under the water. I was kind of worried a little bit, but
So being the super rock star, when you see that, and I say
But there's-
super rock star like experience, you've been around, you've seen good things and bad things, and
seen
you're a
people
musician.
electrocuted before.
So when you saw that, were you like, should I stop, or did you just
Well,
say power through it?
There was probably about 2,000 people who had weathered the entire storm and were sitting there just waiting for us to play. So it's like, well, you got to play.
So you just went for it.
You just went for it. It was great hanging out with them though. They took us up to this big tower in their city, the Busan Tower.
Okay,
which
yeah, she mentioned
overlooks the
something
whole
about
city.
you guys went out, and was that what you guys ate, like dinner, or
Well,
sightseeing?
they took us out all the time. I mean,
Okay. We did nothing but eating and drinking and
playing for 25 minutes, but for 3 days we sat there just wandering around their town.
Right.
It was hot as hell. I think it was like 100 degrees or something like that. The coolest thing was when we first checked in, we were there earlier than a lot of the other bands.
Okay.
And because we were American, I don't think the hotel crew knew the difference between one American band and the other. So LA Guns was actually the headliners.
Right. You got their hotel
But we got
room?
there first. So we all got like these posh corner on the top suites.
Okay, I've seen the picture
Yeah,
that
yeah.
you took from the balcony.
Yeah. And with kick-ass balcony overlooking everything. Later, I find out, LA Guns shows up. There's only like one of these suites left, which of course Tracy Guns takes for himself.
Okay.
But all the other guys have to bunk up together in these like rooms. I mean, a little smaller than one you have here, I mean, there was a nice room for Busan, but
Right.
it wasn't like, I literally had 3 rooms to myself.
That's awesome. I didn't know that.
Oh yeah. So I brought and Jinnah had never. I mean, this is like the best hotel in town.
Right,
so
right,
Jinnah
right.
had never been up there, and like
She was freaking out.
she
when
was
she saw
freaking.
it.
She's like, "Oh, my city is so beautiful." I was like, "Yeah, check it out. This is awesome." That was a great memory. Just good times. Looking at the sitting on the porch, looking at the night lights of Busan. That was
Right. So
awesome time.
sitting at home, getting your bottle for your son ready and warming it up and everything, and deciding to take a moment to listen to BeatalliCAST. And the new one comes out, and it's the Golden Brick Edition Part 1.
Yeah, I have yet to shit my golden brick for you. I'm working on it.
Okay. I just wanted to know your reaction when you saw it.
I don't know if everybody knows the story behind that, but I said if you can get the Koreans on an interview, I will shit a golden brick.
And Ringo joined in on
I
that.
believe Ringo, agreed. And
Right.
so we have yet to shit our golden brick. Gold being what it is, it's like what?
A lot.
1,700 an ounce. Yeah, you got some good money coming your way once I can actually produce this. Cheers to the Koreans. They were great.
Hell yeah.
Good
There you
times.
go. Yeah, what was insane about that is Korea was not on the track like, hey, we're doing a tour here and we're going to hit here. It was like a one-off. Here, I'll take a little more since you're pouring it.
This is McBurtney Insanity MJØD.
It sounded like you were taking
This is my golden
an
shit.
elephantine piss.
Nice. Good adjective.
That's actually really good. The first me that you did, I think we were drinking it in a hotel in Milwaukee. I don't know what the reason we were staying at the hotel, but Tracy was there and we were all drinking it and she was bouncing off the walls. And
Oh, that was in Milwaukee. That was I think it was in Madison.
Madison, okay.
It was somewhere.
And she'd had a couple drinks of it and was bouncing off the wall, giggling, and I had a couple, and it was like rocket fuel.
Well,
Like, if I were to drink rocket fuel at NASA, it's what I thought it would taste
for
like.
the record, Tracy's last name is Mead.
Exactly.
So
Bingo.
she has like a genetic predisposition to it. So it was her birthday, and I gave her a pint
Right.
of
No,
mead.
it was strong.
And I said,
Don't drink this all.
what does she do? She slams the whole thing. Yeah. And then she starts saying, Okay, well, don't
it was a
drink.
great night. I mean, it's not like she got out of control. It was just she was really happy and giggly and having fun. And then I took a couple sips and I was like, holy fuck, this stuff is strong. Like,
Well, it's
this
neat.
is what the Vikings drank? Well,
yeah.
it is, but it needed to settle and age a little bit.
It's
I
probably
think.
young. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
probably a little young.
Probably like 5 minutes old.
So yeah, the Korea. I wish the interview could have been longer. I only had so much backstory that I could question and kind of get out. I really wanted her, and she really did wanted to sing "Hey Dude" loud.
No, they were great. Those two girls were a lifesaver. We couldn't have done it without them, and they really made the trip. And like she said, there was the movie ending when we all had to go to the
Right.
when we all had to go to the airport.
And everybody's like, goodbye, goodbye, oh, goodbye, you know, and it's like,
Tearful hug, like, oh, goodbye, you know, like you're leaving
Right.
this friend you just met and you'll never see him again, kind of a thing.
Right, you know,
It just reminded me of a movie, you know.
I think people listening to that on
BeatalliCAST.
might just take it at face value, but I think you're not getting the undercurrent of here's a group of people that travel around the world for 3 days and, you know, a big festival, and then here these, you know, locals get embedded with you, these group of Americans, and you get really close and tight, and it's chaos, and you're working together and having fun and sharing cultures and everything, and then all of a sudden,
It's over.
It's done.
You know?
Yeah.
On the last day, they were part of the festival. The volunteers took care of the bands that came in, and they were talking to the other Korean volunteers that took care of LA Guns. And the other guys are like, "Man, you're so lucky."
I didn't want to bring that up. I had heard a little of that from you guys.
Yeah, like
That
LA
basically
Guns left-
you treated them like human beings, and LA Guns did not.
Well, they left him in the lobby until they were ready for him, and we went out and partied with them all the time. You know, like, so they were great. You know, I hope I can meet them again someday.
as far as your other journeys and stuff like that, where does that rank up there? I mean, I know you've met a lot of really cool people, have a lot of great relationships. Is that kind of like a special trip and a special tour just because it was a one-off and it was far and
It was
different?
Asia,
Right.
Southeast Asia,
Right.
Northeast, wherever it is in Asia. Yeah, I mean, that was different. I mean, I love Germany and all that, but this was just completely other side of the world, you know, and it was special because of that, I guess.
Right.
But I think, the people make it, you know, it's the cities are cool and the travel's okay and all that, but the people make it.
I think that's a theme, too, that keeps coming up on different BeatalliCasts, not just audience, as in people, but Beatallibangers, people who become fans there and stuff like that. It's the personal connections that you make, whether it's for a night or, hey, we'll talk over the forum, we'll talk over email or whatever. That
Or
kind
a
of
second,
really...
like I had a bunch of change, American change in my pocket, like a quarter, and I gave it to some Korean kid,
And he freaked out.
he's like, "Blah!"
Really?
Yeah.
Because it's just American?
Yeah, because it was an American quarter, and I'm like, "Here, dude, it's taking up space in my pocket. Here, have a quarter." And like his friends all gang him, like, "Hey, man, what'd you get?" You know?
Really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I mean, he spoke only Korean. I only spoke English, and
When you
spoke
guys-
the language of a quarter.
Nice. I like that. When you guys did the autograph signing, my understanding, because you guys flew that a whole way, that day one was when you were there and the festival was going, was autograph signing. What was the time on that? I've heard it was 5 hours, it was 7 hours. I heard it was massive. What was the autograph signing with all the people?
We got there the first night just to check out the venue, you know, on the side of the ocean and stuff. Stayed there for probably about 3 hours. And,
Okay, 3 hours.
I mean, people just came up to us because we, you know, had blonde hair and were taller than the average Korean
Were you,
and all
wearing,
that stuff.
were you wearing a kilt?
We were American. Well, that's a funny story, actually. Let me just finish one thought
Okay.
at a time here.
I'll have some more meat. Go ahead.
The
Continue.
second day, after we actually played, I think we probably stayed there for I'd say 6 hours just to round it around, you know, 5 to 7 hours.
Okay, so it was long.
Yeah. I mean, we stayed there, and people would constantly come up to us and, you know, "Hey, who are you? You're not Korean. Let's get an autograph from you because
Right,
we don't know
right.
who the hell you are. But
Right,
what the
right.
hell? You'll never be here again. What the heck, you know?" As far as a kilt, we walked around one day as Beatallica walking around the streets of Busan, and
I decided, hey, I'm going to wear my kilt.
That was not such a great idea.
well, the
Why?
kilt in Scotland, of course, you know, the kilt is a commonplace thing.
They were thought you were
Even
a
in-
cross-dresser or
Even in
something?
German metal festivals, you can see kilts all the place. But yeah, the Korean men in the fish market didn't quite get the whole kilt concept. In fact, one of them came up to me and started like lifting up the hem of my kilt and like, you know, trying to see what was underneath and stuff
Like holding a fish and just like...
No, not with a fish.
with
no.
his hand.
They were that bold? Just
Oh,
walk
yeah,
up
yeah.
and just
Oh, yeah,
grab
yeah.
your clothing? And...
For sure.
Okay.
To which, you know, I
You didn't want to show them the...
restrained
Prickin'
The
fricker?
Prickin' Fricker. I restrained my, all of my
Martial arts training.
I didn't want to cause an international incident, so I just kind of shook them off
Hong Kong McBurtney.
and learned better and
Didn't wear my kilt anymore.
in the streets of Busan.
Nice. So,
Apparently, men wear pants there. I don't know.
so at night you cried and stroked your kilt, and you will go back in the closet now. So when you were over there or other places, because
MurphDawg
could be having a smoke right now or,
Or
ambushing
getting his
this
pole smoked. I don't know.
or something. We talked about the patches.
Yeah.
When you were in Korea, did you give out patches, or were they for sale then?
That's going back a ways.
right.
I will say, well, you know the story of the patches, of course.
Yes, and we've told the BeatalliCAST listeners.
You have. Okay. Well, and Murphy, I mean, that was awesome that he did it.
Right.
In fact, he freaked the hell out of me after he did it. I was like, how can this stupid idea that I had with a Sharpie suddenly come to fruition?
Yeah, he was like, a marker, and I'm like, no, they're rock stars. It's a Sharpie. He's like, Sharpie, marker, whatever. I'm like, no,
It's
a
a
Sharpie.
difference. Yeah. But no, it was really cool. I cannot honestly remember if we handed any out. I don't know if I had any, to tell you the truth.
Why the fuck is the patch not on Beatallica.org's merchandise site so that you can buy it? It seems like a no-brainer.
It's one of those things. I mean, well, okay, when I
It's the
originally
thing that should not let it be.
exactly when I originally made the patch, it was supposed to be okay. You can only get it if I throw it to you at the show.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, it's supposed to be special like that,
Right.
And then Murph made them, so then I threw those out. I'm like, okay, you can only get this if I throw it to you. And then suddenly, I think it was James probably's like,
we can make money with this.
let's sell these. Yeah.
see.
So then it became like something you can only get at a show. It's like a special show thing that you have to
Okay.
come to a show to get.
Enticing.
Otherwise, you don't earn your stripes. You can go to our forum and see what they look like, though. I believe it's on
Yeah,
the head.
Beatallica.org, as we've talked about. Sign up on the forum. It's free. All hardcore Beatallibangers at one time or another go through that site, share story. I mean, if you want to know a lot about Beatallica other than buying their albums or see what's on the main news site page, sign up on the forum. It's free once you get your access from Kliff. So what else you got?
MJØD.
MJØD. Well, we're drinking MJØD, so let's cheer that.
Yeah.
And let's hear about MJØD, which is spelled MJØD. And if you see...
The O has a slash through it. MJO with a slash through it. D.
And before we get into that, if you want to understand a little more about that character or understand how it's spelled and see it visually, you can go check out a video that MurphDawg and I did for Beatallica, Hero of the Day Tripper, and Kliff McBurtney's character, which is...
MJØD.
MjØD
screams MJØD really loud, and it shocks people, and they can't
Melts
hear.
their face.
Exactly. So talk about MJØD.
All right. Well, MJØD's MjØD, I believe, is the proper pronunciation of it in Danish.
MjØD.
Is the Danish version of mead. So one time we were hanging out in Berlin.
Can I stop you? I know you're going to
No.
be mad. For
I have
people
a
who
knife.
don't know, yeah, I know. Mead. Give a quick backstory.
A quick backstory of the last 5,000 years. Okay.
Well, and the fact that you're making it, you bring us bottles of it. We're drinking it now. The hotel table, which has all the recording equipment, has different beers and everything, and we're drinking your mead. People might not know what mead is. So
well, they
why don't
should go out and get some. If mead is probably the oldest fermented beverage on Earth.
Alcohol, for you people out there that's not sure what fermented is.
It's basically it's honey and water and yeast and thyme, and put that all together, and it becomes mead.
And then if you're a Viking and you have swords, you drink it before you go into battle, or when you're around the hearth or in the great room, or...
I don't think they actually drank it before a battle. I believe they drank it after a battle. Before a battle, I think they used to eat like really foul cabbage and stuff to give them indigestion to make them meaner.
Really?
I believe.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I'm no Viking historian, but I believe that's true. However, in the halls of Valhalla, they drink all kinds of mead.
Okay.
It comes out of the tits of the teats of Gundren, the goat, which lives on top of the hall of Valhalla.
Why don't you have a patch of this on your jacket? It's like a little...
Yeah, right. Little udder.
Okay, so that's what mead is. Mead is alcohol. Vikings used to make
It's
it
honey.
from honey.
Honey wine is the lamest description I could possibly give you.
Back to where you were
Honey
going,
wine,
sorry.
approximately 12 to 15% alcohol, if you care about that stuff.
And MJØD, the band.
So we were walking around after a gig in Berlin with Dennis and Ulla and Casper and Julie.
The famed Beatallica photographer.
Exactly.
She always ends up, no matter what pictures, anywhere on the tour, hers are in the top 5, like great
She's-
pictures.
They
She's
were
awesome.
great when we first met him in Copenhagen and
Copenhagen.
Copenhagen. Yeah.
There you go.
So we're talking about mead with Julie, and I'm like, hey, what's Danish for mead, up there? And she's like, oh, it's like mead. I'm like, how do you spell that? She's like, MJO with a slash through a D. I was like, that's an awesome band name, dude.
Did she really say with a slash through it, or did she say the proper name? I don't know what that character is called.
I don't know what I'm sure she said what the actual character is called, but she described it. She's like, oh, with a slash through it. Mead. So I was like, that's an awesome band name. I got to totally start a Viking metal band called MjØD, which then Gerg hopped on the bandwagon. He's like, yes, you totally have to start a Viking metal band called MjØD. And so I started, and this was a couple years ago, but all good mead takes several years to actually come to fruition here. So I'm now currently finishing the recording of the first MjØD album.
We got an album title in the works that you want to reveal here on
Yeah, it's called
BeatalliCAST?
Jägermander.
Okay, Jägermeister.
No, Jägermander.
Oh, you're the man.
No, Jägermander. It's the name of the Midgard serpent, one of the spawn where Loki came. Loki
Yes.
and Fenris the wolf, and,
Right.
And Jägermander is the Midgard serpent, who was a snake that they threw into the ocean to get rid of him, and he started eating a bunch of stuff, and he grew so big he actually wraps around the entire earth.
Nice. And
Yeah.
so, is that a song on the album concept that
just-
slithers through?
No,
the
it's
whole
just
album?
the title of the album.
Oh, okay. Cool. I like it.
Because it's got a O with a slash through it.
With the snake body making the O with the slash.
Oh, I
through
didn't
it.
think of that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I like that. The tail can. And are you doing the artwork?
Artwork's all done, actually.
Well, maybe it's done. Now you might have to read
I might have to redo it, yeah. But we were actually helped by fellow Beatallician.
Whoa, that's the first time I've ever heard that word. That's new.
Beatallican, yes. His name is Marshall. And
Not to be confused with the amp.
well, he uses that amp.
Oh, okay.
But his name's, and he actually he filled in for Gerg at the show in Michigan that we had spoken about
Oh, I
previously.
heard about this. So there's another secret member.
Another secret member.
But my understanding, because I did talk to James Lenfield about this, is he went under the guise of Gerg. He didn't take on a new
That's
name.
not true. We named him Marshall.
What?
That's true.
Is that a knock on the door that I hear?
No.
Okay.
You were hearing things.
Yeah, I got headphones on. In Beatallica history lore right now, for one gig, there was a Beatallica fan, right, that filled in,
I
or
don't know if
a
he was
band,
a fan. He's
band member
He's
friend.
a good guitar player friend.
That's a friend of the band
Yeah.
members that filled in for a special private party, and his name is Marshall.
Marshall, and that actually has some sort of connection, but I've been drinking, so I cannot remember.
No, I just
what the
want it
connection
down
is.
on the record.
Oh, it's
I'm drinking
down.
too.
Yeah, his name's Marshall. His nickname's actually, believe it or not, The Situation.
Oh.
Before that all started.
Yeah, well, hopefully the situation gets washed away. By
Well,
the
now his
hurricane,
name's
but-
Marshall. So
Okay.
Marshall,
Will.
Marshall.
Not Will and Holly, but nice. That's really cool. Another member.
So he happens to be a graphic designer.
Okay.
Of course, we had to bunk together because nobody ever wants to sleep with me because
Except me.
apparently I snore. I don't know.
I have no problem.
I don't believe it,
We always
but-
bunked together because I had no
Oh,
problem.
you snore too. It's all
I know.
Yeah, so he actually got really drunk on some quack, some McBurtney quack that I.
Do you want to tell what the listeners what quack is?
Quack? It's a Belgian style beer.
Isn't it made with vodka?
No, you're talking about Krupnik.
Oh,
Krumpnik.
see,
that's
with you, it's like all these different alcohols from around the world. And anytime Kliff finds something that's very strong and unique to a region, he wants to know. So
I want to make it.
Exactly.
Well, yeah, Quack's a Belgian beer. I guess it's a Belgian strong ale, I guess is the best terminology for
Okay.
it. But he had one. He actually drank more of it than Murph drank of his Gulden Trock there, I see. And then he proceeded to almost pass out. And in the meantime, I was like, dude, I'll give you some mead if you can make the artwork for my MjØD album.
Which is pretty much what a lot of MjØD stuff is barter, right?
Well, you can't sell it here in America unless you have a license, and I don't
right.
have a license. But I figure the barter system is pretty free and clear, so
Exactly.
I'll barter with you for some mead if you have something I need.
Okay.
I'm bartering with you for this interview, right?
No, you are not at all. It's my pleasure to be here and talk with you.
Well, anyway, talking about MjØD, so yeah, we're finishing up recording on the album, and
So what does we mean?
well, me and
Myself and I.
that's not true. There's got
Other band members that
our
I'm
lead
unaware
singer
of?
Von Blockenstang.
Okay,
Yeah.
nice.
Paul-
Singing English or
Sometimes,
Okay.
yeah, there's a bunch of us.
Okay.
So the album should be out shortly. Look for it on our. You can go to Facebook, Kliff McBurtney. You can look up MjØD. It's one of my pages.
MJ
MJ
with a slice through it.
Actually, The Facebook doesn't have a slice through because I figured Americans are too stupid to figure out where the actual O with a slice through it is on their character set. So I just made it MJØD.
MJØD?
MJØD, yeah.
Okay, all right.
Not that Americans are stupid or anything, but we don't have it on our keyboard, our KES boards. So
Not on the QWERTY keyboard.
exactly, you actually have to go into your character set to figure it out.
Right, yeah.
However, it is Alt 0248 if you
Breaking secrets right now. Damn it. It's out. The rest of the world knows.
But that's okay. It's just MJØD for Americans.
Okay.
American.
How many tracks?
It'll be 10 tracks on album 1 here.
Any live track?
Not yet.
Has MJØD played out live?
It has not played out live.
Damn.
Well, we're just finishing the album first.
Let me ask you this.
And then
I know Beatallica, I'm staying with MJØD, but I know Beatallica, their practice space used to be in your dungeon right next door to where all your alcohol, wine, beer,
My
and
brewery.
MJØD is made.
Yeah.
Your brewery. Is that now where MJØD records?
No, MJØD actually records in the new Beatallica practice space, which is Gerg's studio, actually.
Yeah, downtown Milwaukee.
Downtown. That's
Okay.
right. By the Ladybug Club.
I did not know that. I just figured that you'd taken over, and it would be really cool if you made your MJØD over here and you made your MJØD over here.
That would be really brilliant, except the wee lad has to take his naps. And there's something about like Viking drums that, can just wake a baby right out of sleep. So let's play a MJØD track.
Okay, do you want to call it out, or are we going to go random?
No, this is this is a demo track. The album's not done yet.
Exclusive.
Exclusive.
Or is it available on Facebook?
Well, it is available on our Reverb Nation page, which is also linked through our Facebook page because you know how
Okay.
that newfangled crap goes. We're not on
Right.
Twitter though. Fuck
Okay,
that.
so it's not a complete exclusive, but for BeatalliCAST, it's
Well,
new.
yeah, it's just it's a demo right now until the album comes out.
Okay,
And this one's called
Subjugation.
nice. Anything we need to know before we play it?
Yeah, drink some mead.
All right, let's take it away. We've kind of talked about our association with Beatallica. We definitely have said, and we strongly believe it, as far as in North America, the United States, we're the most hardcore Beatallibangers. We've seen you guys the most.
I would say you two are the biggest Beatallica fans in North America presently. From what I understand, you guys first saw Beatallica pre-me.
Yeah.
Like, I wasn't in the band yet.
I saw
You saw them in some
2005, April 1st.
some backyard party.
I actually saw at Vinux, was my first show.
Vinux.
You had a nice lawn.
Then we saw a backyard party.
Backyard party.
And then it was
it was
Sub T.
T or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. You guys are just mental. You do way more stuff than the average bear.
Did he just call us mental?
Yes, and he was trying to be positive about it.
You travel with us, you're our friends. It's more than just fans. You guys are our friends.
Right, and so when
It's like you guys are almost part of the band, even.
Well, I call it, there's a couple circles. There's the hardcore inner circle, which is the money, the legality, the figuring out legal
See,
stuff.
those people aren't our friends.
No, but there's
was
that.
was that crunch sound on the metal, or was it on the money? You did like a...
You mean that?
Yeah.
I think that was on the money. Like, there's money?
But
where's this
you know what
money?
I'm saying? There's a hardcore super inner circle that talks about stuff that kind of doesn't get talked about outside of that. Then there's the band and a handful of other people recording, hey, here's what the new song title is. Here's what it sounds like. We're not in that circle, but we're right outside that circle.
Periphery of that.
Yeah, so I would say we're not in the inner circle or the inner circle.
We should be on Google Plus, like make a special circle just for
I
that.
got your request for that, and I'm like, I'm still not
We
on
could be
Facebook.
inner circle on Google Plus.
Please.
I'm in your circle.
I know.
Every time MurphDawg and I try to explain stuff, and maybe it's because the alcohol we're drinking is like, I never explain when we talk about the Beatallica videos, like, hey, we conceptualized, co-conceptualized, shot, edited, did this, did that, or
I'm telling you, you guys are hardcore.
Hero of the Day Tripper video shoot, which I was directing.
Yes.
MurphDawg was wearing what was the shirt?
JBO.
Yeah, but-
Arschloch und Spaß dabei.
Exactly. What'd you think of the video shoot?
It's awesome. I got to dress up as a superhero who happened to be a Viking.
Who drank MJØD. You actually had a bottle of your own MJØD that you were holding in a couple
Superpower
shots.
was
In the
that
shot.
You could make loud noise.
That's right. Even though I was carrying a two-handed sword,
It could kill you.
I can just kill you by saying "Mjød."
Yeah.
Give me that knife.
No, you don't need it. So I do video as my day job and producing and stuff like that. So when we got on the set, or multiple sets, but the big shoot at the end, the party scene, everything like that, I know after the fact I was talking to McBurtney or someone else, and they're kind of a little surprised because I am a loud person, but when it's my set, I'm in control of it, and there's like 25, 30 people, and there's alcohol given to everyone free, and there's food, and we're playing music in the background, and it's all fun. I really had to kind of step up and be like, all right, shut up, we're doing this now.
Yeah.
Okay, the superheroes are going to jump in through the window here, which we never had the window scene. That got cut out.
Ah,
So deleted scene.
The window has got in the way.
Yeah, so we just kind of had you jump in frame. I had to leave James Lenfield teetering and almost falling over because it was the best take of all of you guys.
That's what happens when you're the leprechaun.
Exactly. And then when we were doing the flying scene and green screen
I
on
thought it was
location,
green, yeah.
you had one request.
That I fly straight up and down like Warlock.
Exactly. You're like, I am not flying like Superman in this shot. I have to be like Warlock.
Yeah, Warlock. I don't know if you've ever seen the movie Warlock.
Yeah, I have.
What Julian Sands, right?
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't fly like Superman. He flies straight up and down. I'm like, hell yeah, man.
Exactly.
If I'm going to fly, that's the way I'm going to fly.
So that shot, everyone, it's funny enough that they're superheroes flying through. You come standing up, and it's really funny. The killer part of that most people don't see because it's 320 by 240, small YouTube frame size, is
Ringo's
Ringo Lars has the biggest boner, and he
Because he's
wanted
excited
that.
about me flying straight up and down.
And he was like, I want to be on my back, flying through the shot with a huge boner. So we shoot it. He's standing up on a green screen in the location where we're shooting it. There's a whole bunch of people there because I think everyone started showing up before we'd finished that to do the big party scene. And so he's standing there, and he's got to put this stuff down his pants to give himself a huge boner. And he's nervous.
Should have had a fluffer.
Yeah, he was nervous that people would see that. He's the guy that talks about porn. He's the guy who eats any food. He will fart.
He'll hit you with a steak.
He'll do whatever. Exactly. He'll do whatever. And then, and I was really freaked out about it, that he was nervous that people would see that. And I'm like, please.
My favorite part is when those guys are flying through Superman style, right?
Right.
Their feet are flat.
I know.
It's like, well, okay, if you're flying like Superman, wouldn't you like put your feet out?
I tried to get Gerg.
Wouldn't that be more aerodynamic?
I tried to get Gerg when he was doing his to stand on his tippy toes to kind of do it, but
see, because flying straight up and down is the only way to fly.
it is cool because it's different. You look at it and you're like, huh?
Hey, that's like Warlock,
Right.
Not the
Don't know about
band,
that.
not Doro Precious band. Like Julian Sand.
So the other video we did for you guys was
Fuel on the Hill.
Thank you very much. And believe it or not, even though it was shot against black, there was actually a lot of effects employed. Gerg did not want it to look like video. even though it was shot on professional video. So to actually degrade the image, to get it to not look video, to look a little filmic, and then I went old school, and the person I had, like the film grain.
Oh, I know. Filmic. I love it.
And then for Mr. McBurtney, we're going to flip him visually, and we're going to make sure that he is playing the bass the other way than he normally does on stage. He's got the other guitar. They're all isolated individually, so you're not going to be able to tell. And when you're editing and you kind of get through it and, run through it a couple times, on the timeline, this is good, okay, we're going to output it. Normally, you select everything and render one tiny fraction of a shot was not captured in that render, unbeknownst to me. So, I've done all this work. It looks great. Output it. We'll show it to the band. And then Kliff comes to me after it's on YouTube and goes,
"Hey, man, that first shot's wrong."
So if you
can you fix that?
If you want a little Easter egg, a little cookie, whatever, you want to look at something and be like, I see it. It would be the first shot of Kliff McBurtney in Fuel on the Hill.
That's right.
He's actually playing
properly
the bass right-handed.
Right-handed, as opposed to left-handed, which would be a reference to how Paul McCartney actually plays bass.
Exactly.
Because I'm playing a Beatle bass in that video.
It was a fun video shoot, and then we got to a point where Gerg had suggested for the chorus that you guys need to be seen, where that wasn't really a conception or an idea when we got on set. It was like, hey, why don't we do a shot, blah, blah, blah. So we staged a shot, and then we decided we're just going to do it from the beginning to the end, since Ringo does not sing on any of the tracks, to my knowledge. Is that true?
Currently.
Okay. Ringo wasn't in the frame. And so we started doing the shot, and then Ringo picked up different albums or CDs of the albums and would walk through the shot. And believe it or not, the All You Need Is Blood is the fucking bootleg one that has my nipple being pinched in it. Is the actual one he's carrying through that shot. But then when we were done, MurphDawg and I were just laughing our asses. It was just so funny. And we were like, hey, this should be like the
black German version.
Film noir, the German version for them.
Benzin auf dem Berg.
Exactly. And it's out there on YouTube.
Sure, it's for the German fans.
Exactly. Speaking of...
Tandle.
Dave.
Hey, this is all really fucking rock and roll and cool, but I'm gonna crash, man.
All right, dude.
Okay.
Did you want to say anything about being at home?
No, I am not at home. I am in Milwaukee somewhere. If anybody has a cab that can take me
to Chicago
home, I just want to go home. I'm gonna rock and roll. Love y'all.
The MurphDawg.
I am the MurphDawg.
Good night, Murph.
Shall we read you a bedtime story and tuck you in? You need your poopy diaper changed. I'm experienced at that.
First time for everything.
That's what Gulden Drac will do to you. You drink enough of that?
It'll kick your fucking ass.
Hells yeah.
Dude, Brazil would be amazing.
Yeah, I've heard their beaches are to die for.
And if we can get that guy from the center of Brazil to show up, he should be the MC.
Yeah, if he'd ever let us know who he is.
I think he's the biggest Beatallibanger
sure
in South
guy?
America.
I'm sure it's a guy. It could be a girl.
Could be. I know.
I shall call her Amazon Woman. Amazon Woman.
Okay. I start with MurphDawg BeatalliCAST. A couple weeks in, after our first episode, I sign up with Google Analytics, start looking at the world map. Boom, there's that person. Every 3 or 4 days, this person.
Dear Amazon Woman, or man, as the case may be, please call us or write us and let us know who you are.
Or you could email
Beatallica at sbcglobal.net. Or if that's bullshit for you, just email Kliff at Beatallica.com.
And say you're the person from South America in the middle of... To
it's
me,
the
it's
Amazon,
man.
It
looks
it's
like
got to be on the Amazon River.
Exactly. I mean, this person is on every 3-4 days for the last
we want to
5,
know
6
who
years.
you are.
Exactly.
We'll get you on the BeatalliCAST.
Fuck yeah. If I can find
I
out
will
who
shoot
you
2
are...
golden bricks if you get that guy on the or that girl or whoever.
You're putting a... Oh, dude, whoever
the
you
challenge.
are, you've got to email
Double down.
in. Although you'll know about it because it'll come to your email. But I will call you. So you need a phone. Or I'll have to set up Skype. But I think what we should do is we should take a picture of us. I'll just hold the camera out. We'll just get a picture of him
Hells yeah.
sleeping. Since he signed off in the middle of the show, he just didn't get up and be like, I'm going to sleep and not say anything, which would have been weird, but okay. But to be like, I'm going to sleep. It was like a little What? I'll promise you that won't happen again because I'll cut that part out. Cheers.
All right. Cheers, Beatallibangers. Thanks for listening.
This is Kliff McBurtney signing off.
And this is Herr Weber, and this is episode 6 of BeatalliCAST.
MJØD.
We'll just bleed your face. Out of beat your face, you will fucking decide to straight you, and that feels such a girl to me. If you have crashing and will forget. Ooh, yeah, yeah. Had it been another day, you may not have fought free. I never see you such a terror. Bringing horror, capture of your life. Ooh, die. Calling, this time calling. You hear me calling, you back again. You have never known the likes of this. You are alone and you will piss your pants from fear fight. You're such a girl, insanity is this. Ooh, die. Calling, yes I'm calling. You hear me calling, you back again. Oh. Calling, yes I'm calling. You hear me calling, you back again. Hey! Kliff McBurtney on the bass guitar tonight, everybody. I'll bleed your face, you won't forget the sadness straight at you, and that you're such a girl to me. Give you a thrashing that you won't forget. Yeah, you're gonna die. Calling, yes I am calling. You hear me calling, and you back again. Falling, yes you are falling. The candle burning at both ends. Falling, yes I am calling. You hear me calling, you back again. Calling, yes I am calling. You hear me calling, you back again. Falling, yes you are falling. The candle burning at both ends. Calling, yes I am calling. Don't you hear me calling? You back again.
Also, Arschpirat, du kannst leck mich kreuzweise, ja?
Schluck die Luder.
And that's an episode.
Thank you very much.
Sure, thank you.
No problem.